The business world has for several years cherished business cards as the primary means of sharing contact information in a complementary gesture. Indeed, in many cultures, especially Japan and China, there has been governing etiquette or accepted and expected cultural way of giving and receiving business cards. For instance, a person was required to hand out a business card with both hands reaching out this way, and also in like manner when receiving a business card. And after receiving the business card, even where you placed it, whether in the pocket, wallet, and so on, were all important factors that determine whether or not you would be seen as a good prospect. That was then. Today, the story is entirely different with the advent of modern technology, especially the smartphone. As more and more people are adopting the amazing smart business card, it is likely that going forward, some of the prospective customers or potential business partners you will meet are likely to offer to give you their profiles and contact details via their smart business card. You either deploy the NFC on your phone or use your phone to scan the QR code behind the card. It's that simple. I'm going to explain them step by step. Note that the actual process of implementing those two options are slightly different for the two main operating systems available for our phones, iOS and Android. Let's begin with option 1. NFC stands for Near Field Communication. Now, for the purpose of this demonstration, let's assume or take it that this is your phone, an iPhone. Imagine that we have just met and I need to give you my profile and contact details. I'll just take out my smart business card. You unlock your phone and then swipe to the control center and turn on the NFC. Then I bring the card close to the top front of your phone since it's an iPhone. Then you click the pop-up link to see the details of what I've shared with you. To save my contact details on your phone, you simply scroll to the Save button and click on it. Done. My contacts get saved onto your phone. It's important to note that my contact details got transmitted to your phone because that is what I have currently instructed the card to share. Now, I'm going to share my profile. To do that, I simply go to my online dashboard and quickly activate my profile. You unlock your phone and turn on the NFC if it's not already on. I bring the card close to the top front of your phone. Then you click the pop-up link to see the details of what I've shared with you. You can then scroll through my profile or save my contact details from here. How? To save my contact details on your phone, you will simply have to click the Save Contact button. You scroll to the Save button and click on it. Simple. Now, in addition to saving the contact details, on the right, we have Exchange Contact. So once a person shares his profile with you, you have the option of saving the person's contact details or exchanging contact. When you click on Exchange Contact, it pops up a form that you can also type in your contact details, and then you click Send. Immediately, your contact details will be sent to the other person's phone. And you do this even if you yourself, you don't have a smart business card. In times past, most manufacturers label their devices with a split end logo to imply or reflect the integration of NFC. This was fashionable, especially because the technology was new and thus a major selling point for devices that had it. These days, NFC has become quite standard on most smart devices, so labeling them as such has lost its essence. So how do you get to know for sure whether your particular phone has NFC built into it? Well, if you have studied your phone's manual or user guide, you should know. Otherwise, you can refer to it. But there's another way. For Apple iOS, all iPhones from iPhone 7 to the latest have NFC built into them. And as long as yours runs iOS 14 and above, rest assured that it has NFC that works with a smart business card. For Android, you have to go to your settings and look for connected devices or something similar, since different phone manufacturers implement the Android operating system differently. Then select connection preferences or something similar and see if you find NFC options or something similar among the list. The moment you find NFC options or something similar among the list, you can be assured that your Android phone has NFC integrated into it. Now, to use your phone to receive information from a smart business card, you have to first turn on the NFC. Well, unless in some of the most recent high-end phones like iPhone 13 and so on. Such ones come with the NFC always on by factory settings, so you do not need to bother. But ordinarily, to turn on the NFC on the Android phone, you click on the NFC options or something similar that you access through the settings as previously illustrated. You then have to click on Use NFC to turn on the NFC. To turn on the NFC on an iPhone, well, for most iPhones except the most recent ones like iPhone 13 and beyond, which have the NFC already turned on from the factory, you first have to swipe to access the control center. Then, you look for the NFC tag reader icon. Note that the exact position may be different. If the icon is present, you simply click on it. When you do, your screen will blare up around a pop-up that indicates that the NFC tag reader is ready as shown. Now, if the icon is not present, chances are that it's not been enabled. So you have to go to settings and look for control center, then find NFC tag reader and click on it. The icon will then appear in the control center. Note that you will do this only once just to enable the icon to appear in the control center, and it will subsequently remain there for easy access. For emphasis, please note that for the very recent high-end phones like iPhone 13 and beyond, you do not have to do any of these because the NFC is already turned on from the factory and is always on. So for iPhone 13 and beyond, even if you go to settings and look for control center, you may not find NFC tag reader in the list of options. So we take it that you have your phone's NFC tag reader on now. At this point, when you bring the phone and the smart business card close enough to each other, and close enough here means within an inch of proximity, that is within 25 millimeters, a link pop-up will appear on the phone. You just have to click on it to see the details being shared. I must emphasize that the part of the phone that gets close to the card is very important. Notably, the card must be brought close to where the NFC chip is specifically located in the phone. It's very simple. For iPhone, the NFC chip is located at the top of the front face of the phone. So that's where you bring close to the smart business card, or vice versa. Now for Android phones, the NFC chip is located in the middle of the back of the phone. So that's where you bring close to the smart business card, or vice versa. It's that simple. However, since this may be your first encounter, just like the first time you encountered a smartphone, you will have to be patient and get the process. Once you get the hang of the simple instructions you have to follow, it becomes natural like breathing, and you will love it. Indeed, all the steps can be executed in just a few seconds, about 5 seconds. So far, we've been looking at the NFC option. Next, we are going to look at the option of using your phone to scan the QR code that comes with a smart business card. But then it's important to note that a person having a smart business card can share a whole lot more than just contact details and profile, though they are the most popular uses. In each case, the process of receiving remains the same. Great. Now let's look at the option of using your phone to scan the QR code that comes with a smart business card, an option that is available even for phones that do not have NFC integrated into them. These days, QR codes are everywhere, on products, on cars, on forms, in shops, restaurants, and so on. The QR code on the left is denser or relatively more complex. It is an offline QR code in that it does not require active internet connection on the scanning phone for it to work. The QR code on the right is relatively simple. It is an online QR code in that it requires active internet connection on the scanning phone for it to work. To scan a QR code with an iPhone, simply activate the camera app and point the phone's camera towards the QR code. You don't have to click or take a photograph of it, no. To scan a QR code with an Android phone, you need to have a QR code scanner app on it because usually the phone's camera app does not double as a QR code scanner. It may be different for some Android phones though, especially the high-end ones. There are so many different scanner apps available for Android. Examples are the Smart Scanner app and the Samsung Internet app. You definitely need a QR code scanner on your phone, not just for smart business card's sake, but for general use since the need to scan QR codes have become part of our modern life. The moment the phone detects the QR code, the link pop-up we saw earlier on in the case of NFC will appear on the phone. You have to click to see the information transmitted just like we saw previously. If you are not watching this video from your phone, or if there's another phone available, try and scan the QR code shown on your screen and see. You can pause and do that for now. So those were the options available for receiving information from a smart business card. Now, it's your turn to spread the good news. Just as you have been helped by this presentation, do share to help others.